Welcome to week 8 of Cutty and Dan's NFL picks. I'm Cutty Coastal. Follow me at BS and Viewpoints. We are in No Duck Studio, and Dan is part of the Blue Collar Comedy Gospel Hour. Follow him. We're both on YouTube. Definitely follow us. We're definitely worth the follows. We have our own individual projects, and we bring greatness with both of us coming here to do our NFL picks.
I don't know if it's greatness, but we bring the combined greatness that we have.
Oh, that's all we can do is the best we can.
Whatever amount that is, we're bringing it.
That's how we get. What do you think about week 7? Because I have some shockers in week 7.
Well, Monday night was a bummer.
Yeah, being a Bears fan, Monday night was atrocious. It was definitely not cool. Definitely not winning. I was not happy with the Bears. That's why I was always kind of reluctant to pick them. I just thought offensively we didn't have enough. We had 10 points, and we had a defensive touchdown.
Yeah.
That summed it up right there. No running game, no anything.
But I already read one article that said 3 possible replacements if the Bears fire Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy's not the problem.
I know. Well, I don't think he's all of the problem. I don't know.
Ryan Pace is the problem.
But
you set yourself behind. We have Mitch Trubisky, and we really haven't done anything.
That's
to
whoever
get better as far as on the offensive tackles. That young rookie receiver we got, I really like him. We really tried to incorporate him. With him and Allen Robinson, we just have no running game right now. David Montgomery's not like backs his size and backs his with his ability don't really do well in the NFL. He's a bruiser. You need a guy who can make people. You need a balanced running back, a Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You need that type of guy these days. Just the way the NFL is going, you got to be able to make guys miss. He looks great running over some people, but with our offensive line the way we're built, he has to run to 2 or 3 players, and we don't really have holes. Our offensive line, we lost James Daniels. We don't really create big holes. We even got Afedia, German Afedia. He used to play for Seattle. He was a tackle. They moved him to guard, and Aaron Donald was like, I can't wait to play him.
Well, that is part. I mean, you're playing Aaron Donald. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
But I just got to point out, somebody's got to get fired. For drafting Trubisky ahead of Mahomes and Watson. Somebody's got to go.
That's Pace. Who else would it be?
And that's what.
That's Ryan Pace.
The Bucs got to stop somewhere, Ryan Pace. I mean.
Yeah, and Ryan Pace was the one that said, don't start Big Foles. Start Mitch Trubisky.
Well.
And then as soon as he made a mistake, they pulled him. But it's not just Mitch Trubisky, as you can see.
Obviously,
it's the offensive line.
The issues are a little deeper.
We got Allen Robinson, Anthony Miller, Ted Ginn, the rookie. What is his name? We need to look that up. But I wasn't expecting to talk about that. But then you got Cole Kmet, the tight end. Oh, really good young tight end. He's a rookie too. It's just that our offensive line and our running game is atrocious. So what happens? Teams stop our run and then make us one-dimensional. And when we're one-dimensional, that's what's going to happen.
But I feel like a good coach has got to adjust to that.
Yeah, I mean,
a good coach at some level's got to say, okay, we got to do something different.
We tried.
You can't just be 3-7 all the time and try to win games.
Yeah, you can't.
Not with our defense.
No, I mean, but was it 5-2?
We're 5-2.
Yeah, we're all right. We're 5-2. That's good. I mean, we'll take what we can get. Every team has a letdown. That was a letdown. You played a top 10 defensive line just with Aaron Donald alone. You played a top 5, top 10 defensive line. And, we didn't – and on defense, we got killed. It was the motion. The motion literally took our defense off of that. And that's what McVay's known for. He threw a lot of motion to see, hey, what are you running? He would put somebody in motion to see if you run in man or zone, get somebody the ball. And, we struggled with that. A lot of teams struggle with that. And, it's hard. Like, it was hard. They made some good catches, and Goff did some really good throws. And, you can't win them all. Yeah. Our team's not that talented to win them all. Our team's not talented enough, in my opinion. That's why I always am down on us. We're not talented enough to score 30 points. We're just not.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not talented enough at this point, this juncture, to score.
We're not going to throw 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter every game.
Yeah.
We did do that a surprisingly large amount of times this year for Bears.
Yeah.
Offense.
I mean, but you're not gonna
even our 5 wins haven't been pretty.
Yeah. I want to say our 5 wins.
We're a tough 5-2.
Yeah.
That's scrappy.
Yeah, scrappy 5-2. But it's all right.
Scrappy's
it could be worse.
It could be worse.
Could be Dallas Cowboy fans. Sorry, King J. And all the Dallas Cowboy fans. Tommy Town. It's all bad. I mean, you know what I look at their defense and I call it effort. You lose 25-3. Could have been worse. You gave up a safety, 3 field goals, 2 touchdowns against the Washington Redskins, who are offensively challenged. Washington Redskins had
I
rushed
just picked that game, by the way.
I watched it. Yeah, you did. I struggled. I probably never picked the Dallas Cowboys again. But Penei Sewell, you're on the clock. Most people are like, who's Penei Sewell? He's a left tackle out of Oregon. He's actually considered the number 1 2021 draft eligible prospect over Trevor Lawrence, over Justin Fields. It's actually Penei Sewell. He opted out. He said he's not going to play football in Oregon. But with the Dallas Cowboys with a top 3 pick, which they will probably have, you should probably draft Penei Sewell, move him to right tackle, because Tyrod Smith misses a lot of games, and you can play him at left tackle some and play Tyrod Smith. And when Tyrod Smith's available, you move him to right tackle. Leo Collins play guard, so you can move him into guard, and that will help you. But Tyrod Smith stays hurt a lot, and their offensive line struggling. It's so bad. I've been trying to trade Zeke. I can't get nothing for Zeke. And somebody offered me a backup running back. I got offered Mike Davis.
I'll trade you Kenyon Drake for Zeke.
Kenyon Drake hurt. I just traded him too. But I traded Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, that one big week, man. That was it.
He get hurt. Yeah, that's the life of the NFL.
Man, I need McCaffrey back bad. All right.
He's coming.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm going to give y'all a good sleeper pick. If you could pick him up, I already did. Tevin Coleman. He's out IR, but he's able to return from IR. And he's already projected to get 5 points, meaning he's possibly going to play this week. With all the other injuries at running back, this is a guy, if you can pick him up in your league, somebody didn't stash him now. Because you can get him, maybe he doesn't do well first week, you can just leave him out on the bench.
There ain't a lot of good running backs on our
exactly. And with everybody being hurt, he's going to get a lot of bulk of the carries. And, with Kyle Shanahan's offensive ingenuity, Tevin Coleman might be able to break a few long runs and he could be a quality or tier 1 running back, which is what he was before pre-injury. So if you can get him, go ahead. But let's go to the Thursday night game. This is going to be interesting. We got who we got? The Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Atlanta looking a little bit better since they got rid of Dan Quinn. Adam Gase stole his job.
Oh, they won a game.
Talk about that later. Yeah, but it is what it is. Me, I already know what to do. I already know I'm picking. Easy decision. Matter of fact, you get a chance to pick up Teddy Two Gloves in your fantasy because he's been doing pretty good. 2 touchdowns. Been averaging that. He's been doing that. I'm actually starting him over Josh Allen this week. That being said, go with the Carolina Panthers. Easy choice for me. Easy choice. I still think they have a lot left on defense. I think with Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel from The Ohio State University have 3 really good receivers. Davis, maybe Christian McCaffrey starting, maybe not, but maybe. And with that being, with a really good defense, with a good defense. So, I'm going Carolina Panthers. Thursday night game. Easy.
Yeah, I'm going Carolina.
Yeah.
Atlanta, Atlanta don't have enough. They don't have enough of something.
Defense, offensively, Calvin Ridley and Julio look really good. Matt Ryan puts up great numbers sometimes, and then he throws a pick.
Matt Ryan's a great fantasy quarterback most weeks.
Throws a pick, gets a turnover, and when you play strong defensive lines.
But they'll give up 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter 2 games in a row.
Yeah, it's like that.
It's
like that. It's
I'm taking Carolina. Somehow I realized I have like half the Carolina offense on my fantasy team. I've got McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
He got hurt. I picked up Davis.
Yep.
And then I have Robbie Anderson on my bench also.
Okay.
I'm like, man, I got all these Panthers?
Yeah. I'm kind of like that. I picked up Teddy Two Gloves and I got DJ Moore. So I was like that with Detroit. I had Marvin Jones one time, Stafford and Hawkinson. I got rid of a few of them. I kept Hawkinson, but I got rid of the other 2. So it is what it is. Next up, we got the New England Patriots at the Buffalo Bills. And this is one thing I can say. Cam Newton, if we could go back in time, I wish you never got COVID because you look completely different after COVID. You were already starting.
New England has a quarterback controversy.
Yeah.
When's the last time that happened?
25 years ago, or maybe 30 years ago, because they had, before Tom Brady was Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
So you've had you've had a good quarterback maybe 25, 30 years now. And
25, probably 27.
Yeah, right in there.
Like
25, 30 years. And with that being said, it is what it is. Cam Newton, what have you done for me lately type of league. And lately, he's thrown a lot of picks. He hasn't moved the ball. He didn't even throw for 100 yards last game. It was coach's decision not to play in fourth quarter. And, that's not good.
No.
You're not looking good when you consistently bench. But who knows what he looked really good. MVP potential. He was a potential MVP. He was in the short list MVPs. Until he got COVID. Then COVID happened. And nobody knows the long-term effects of that either. So I'm going to give him a pass. I don't care how long it takes him. I'm going to give him a pass because you don't know the long-term effects. With that being said, that defense looks atrocious. It's just Gilmore. And I heard he's on the trading block. Stephon Gilmore's on the trading block. I would hope the Bears would get him. But Jalen Johnson's look really good. And we got Fuller already, so we probably don't need him. But I take an NFL team if you need a corner. Maybe you should look at Stephon Gilmore because he's on the other side of 30, and he wants money. So he's 30 years old and he wants more money. That don't work for Bill Belichick. He get rid of you while you still got a little bit left.
Yeah.
And get what he can get. But that being said, I'm picking Buffalo. I end up picking up Cole Beasley. If you can pick him up, also pick him up in your fantasy, especially in the PPR league. He had like 11 catches, 112 yards last game. And, Stephon Diggs is what's going to draw Stephon Diggs is going to draw Stephon Gilmore. And that leaves Cole Beasley to kind of do whatever he got to do. John Brown's been consistently hurt. He's always questionable. He's always hurt, which makes Cole Beasley the second target. But he doesn't have to face the number one cornerback. He faces slot corner, and he's been doing really good. So Cole Beasley's a nice pickup. But I was, feelings was completely crushed. I started Josh Allen against the Jets, scored 18 points, 6 field goals. The numbers look real good, but 6 field goals? I said, maybe not. He's not going so good. But with that being said, I'm still taking Buffalo over New England. New England has no semblance of offense. I just don't see it. And their defense, when you're on the field that much, you'll run down eventually. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills over New England. Changing of the guard right there.
Yeah, I'm going with you again on this one. You got to take Buffalo. It's hard to believe New England's going to probably – I'm picking them to go to 2-5. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Cam. That was –
COVID. Nobody knows
what happened to New England. Yeah, the whole thing didn't go well.
New England never had a lot. Think about them last year. Tom Brady was 0-5 when they scored more than 17 points.
Yeah.
When the opposing team scored more than 17 points. So when you gave up a lot of points, they wouldn't win. Why? Because they were predicated on Sonny Michel was in the doghouse.
They were winning with scoring 21. That's why.
Yeah, that's all they. Yeah. If they scored, they gave up more than 17. They were on 5. Yeah. So it's an interesting stat. I mean, but it is what it is. Next up. Tennessee at Cincinnati. I feel bad for Joey Burrow. He's never lost this much in his life. And he's probably going to take another L because, Baker Mayfield pulled out Oklahoma Baker Mayfield. It completes like 20 straight passes, which is ridiculous, and 5 touchdowns after OBJ, which I had OBJ. I made a trade for OBJ, and I gave him Kenyon Drake, and it's kind of like a wash either way, but it is what it is. And maybe – honestly, I'll say this. Some people might feel a different way. Odell Beckham being hurt is the best thing for the Cleveland Browns.
All I know is probably my best friend in the whole world is a ride and die Cleveland Browns fan. Mm-hmm. The game started off with him sending me a text, "Fuck Baker. I can't believe we ever signed that bum after what he did to Ohio State." 2 hours later, I get a text, take back everything I said about him. Which is pretty much a microcosm of what it's like to be a Cleveland Browns fan.
Yes, it is. And this is the reason why I said what I said, because some people are going to message us and ask me questions. Why did you say that? Baker Mayfield, pre-Odell Beckham, looked really good. Baker Mayfield, once Odell Beckham tore his ACL, looked really good. Why? Because he forces the ball to Odell Beckham Jr., OBJ. He forces it to him sometimes. And, Odell Beckham, you see him kick off his shoes on the sideline, not be happy, throw his little reds. Most wide receivers are classified as divas. So you can call him what you want to. You call him a diva or a guy who wants the ball. He just feels like him getting the ball. He feel like he can do things because he can that his other teammates can't do, which is understandable. But when you force the ball and the coverage is slanted your way, it's really hard. But once he left, and Baker felt free. It was like the weight of the world was off his back, and he could just throw to anybody. So he just threw to anybody. What happened? Everybody caught it. And you complete 20 straight passes. You throw 5 touchdowns. Fantasy, you looking real good. If you can pick up Baker Mayfield, now might be the time.
Yeah, well.
But let's get back to
be clear, game. That's coming from Cutty. So if you bet on taking Baker Mayfield, if you're taking him on DraftKings.
I never said on DraftKings.
Okay.
Second in your PPR fantasy league. But let's get back to Tennessee and Cincinnati.
So the Burrows and the Bengals, they got enough
No.
to slow down Henry.
Tennessee just lost to Pittsburgh, and they fought real hard. And Gostkowski missed the kick. I don't even think it's going to be that close. I think you're going to see Derrick Henry be angry. And, Derrick Henry's going to be angry. You got A.J. Brown. He's going to be there. You got Jonnu Smith. You got Corey Davis, Ryan Tannehill. They got weapons. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to take advantage of defense. I felt like they played a lot better in the second half. I believe that they have way more guns than Cincinnati has. I got Tennessee winning this game.
It's hard to keep picking against Burrows every week, but I mean he's slinging the ball, man. He's doing what he can.
Oh yeah.
Cincinnati ain't got enough to slow down the Titans.
Yeah,
they don't.
Titans
are a good football team.
T. Higgins is really good for Cincinnati. You got T. Higgins, you got A.J. Green. You got some.
He's got some weapons, but
you got Tyler Boyd.
They ain't got enough to beat the Titans.
Giovanni Bernard, if Mixon's hurt, you got Drew Sample at tight end. I just believe they don't have enough defensively. I just believe they're going to take it. Now, this is going to be an interesting game, the one we call it next. Next, we have the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Cleveland Browns. And it's in Cleveland. So this is going to be interesting. It's going to be a limited number of fans there, hopefully. COVID is getting bad, ladies and gents, but I want to say it's still a limited number of fans. And for me, the pick is easy. For me, the pick is easy. Why? Cleveland's at home. I think Baker Mayfield's riding high. He's 15 touchdowns, 7 picks. Kareem Hunt's looking good. Landry can go back to his thing. Landry can go back to who he was as far as being the number one receiver. But the concerning part is Cleveland, their last few games haven't looked that good to me defensively. I want to say they're 2-1, but they've given up 30 points in each game. They lost to the Steelers. They beat the Cowboys, and they beat Cincinnati. But they gave up 30 points in each game. So I'm worried about them defensively. But I believe Carr's going to throw a pick. I believe Carr's going to throw a pick, even though their offensive line will be back from COVID. They had a COVID scare last week. But I think Myles Garrett will do just enough.
They might come down with some big fines and stuff.
Yeah,
somebody's talking about taking a draft pick or something.
I think Myles Garrett is going to do just enough. And with that offense, I believe they're going to ride high. I'm going to pick Cleveland. I'm going with them. I've been sticking with them. Cleveland's going to be 6-2. They're going to be third place in their division, but they're going to be 6-2. It's hard for me to pick
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I'm a Cleveland hater because I've said best friend and the ridiculous amounts of bullshit that I've had to endure. In all fairness, he's had to endure some pretty crazy talk, from a Bears fan also. But I'm going to take Cleveland. I hope they don't burn me. I'm going to take Cleveland. The Raiders, though, have kind of surprised me. They've been a little inconsistent.
Yeah.
They've played well. They've played not so well, which is what Cleveland's played for. Well, there was a lot of times it was more not so well than well. But I'm going to take Cleveland at home. I think their defense, Cleveland's defensive lines are good. Their defense is good. I don't know why it's not more consistent all the time, but I'm taking Cleveland.
Yeah, Vegas is 3-3, but their last 2 wins is over Kansas City, Super Bowl champions, and New Orleans.
To be fair, I'm talking shit about a Cleveland team that's 5-2, by the way. 5-2 is a damn good record.
Yeah,
that's So.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. Cleveland did give up 23 points to the Colts in between that Cowboys and Steelers game, but they're still averaging over the last 4 games giving up 30 points a game.
Yeah.
So the last 4 they're averaging giving up 30. They did lose.
Yeah. So their defense has been inconsistent, but those are some good teams.
Yeah, those are some good teams. So, but let me check myself before I wreck myself. Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Detroit Lions, the Dome game. Can't go wrong. That one's going to be indoors. Who you got and why? 3-3, Detroit Lions. 4-2, Indianapolis Colts. At Ford Field, downtown Detroit. We should walk up there. Too far. Too soon.
Too far to walk in a pandemic. Plus, I kind of hate the Lions again. Because they're just good enough. They beat the Bears a couple times. You know.
Yeah.
No offense, Lions fans, but go Bears.
They don't take any of it.
Who you taking? I'm taking the Colts.
I had the Colts defense, and I think I just got rid of them. Why? Because they got a tough stretch. But even with that tough stretch, I don't believe they'll. I like they front, but I think A. Peterson and Swift, who's looked pretty good these last few games, I think they're gonna pull this one out. I got the Lions going 4-3. The Lions always lose a game they're not supposed to lose and win a game they're not supposed to win. This is that game they're not supposed to win that I see them winning. I believe that, that they had a comfort behind victory against the Falcons where Todd Gurley could have took a knee and gave them the ball with 20 seconds to go. Instead, he scores a touchdown. Well, they come back, score, tie it up, and then put it in overtime. So, with that being said, I think that's going to jumpstart the Lions. And I'm picking them to beat the Colts. Stay at home. They get to sleep in their beds. They really haven't had anything. And I believe that the Lions are going to pull this one out. Big day for Hawkinson.
So I'm going to take the Colts because I feel like the Lions they're not a good 3-3 team. Like, they're not consistent. They're not, the Colts defense is better than the Lions offense. I think the Colts offense is just good enough to score points, so I'm going to take the Colts.
Yeah, I don't trust
with
Phillip
the home
Rivers.
with the on the road advantage with all the fans there in Ford Field.
Yeah, I don't trust Phillip Rivers.
Well,
as far as I can throw him,
I don't know if I trust Indy's offense at all, really, but I feel like they'll score some points against Detroit's defense.
Jonathan Taylor's a monster. I love Jonathan Taylor.
He's back in my flex spot again this week.
Phillip Rivers, just because. If you got a tight end, if you can pick up Trey Burton, it might be a time to pick him up because he's going to be that guy. And Phillip Rivers is going to throw to his tight end and his running back. So Trey Burton is a really good pickup, former Chicago Bear. But I just don't trust him. He has those moments. It's a reason he's a good quarterback, but it's a reason why he's not mentioned in the top 10 considering how long he's played. He's not in the Tom Brady, the Drew Brees, the Ben Roethlisberger, or Aaron Rodgers. He's not anywhere near mentioned with them. Not to mention Pat Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. Where is he mentioned at? With all the quarterbacks I just named.
Statistics-wise, he's up there. He's probably top 10 statistics overall.
He might be
top 15 for sure all time, statistics-wise.
Yeah, but what does he have to show? But how many playoff wins does he have? And he had great teams. It wasn't like he's had
Hall of Fame talent.
Exactly. I've seen him make bonehead decisions consistently.
He's got like 11 kids.
That's a great decision. But
obviously, he's not focusing on football all of the time.
You shouldn't focus on football all the time.
I'm just saying maybe he's got some other things on his mind now and again. Can you imagine having to move that family to Indianapolis? You think they moved or you think they stayed home?
Man, they stayed in California.
You have to have a school bus.
They stayed in California.
You have to charter your own plane.
They stayed in California.
Enough Phillip River family jokes.
Next up, we got the 1-5 Minnesota Vikings versus the 5-1 Green Bay Packers. Packers looked good last week, the first half. Second half, I don't know where that team went. Devontae Adams still catching passes right now on that defense. But this was a championship fight. At halftime, they would have called it because no way I don't think Minnesota's winning. They 1-5, and I do have sympathy for Minnesota. But you playing Aaron Rodgers and he's bad after he lost with Devontae Adams and company. I just don't see it. And their defense is getting slowly but surely healthy. I just don't see it. And I don't. Dalvin Cook, who knows? He's questionable. Who knows if he'll play? He had that groin injury. Maybe he'll give it a go. And I just don't see it. I just don't see them winning. You play to win the game. They could. Minnesota could. But Minnesota just traded away a defensive lineman. And they traded away Robert Ngakoue. And then Daniel Hunter, the other defensive lineman, gets hurt. So it's like they're just in rebuilding mode. They're 1-5. They're like, hey, this isn't working. We need better defense. Chris Spielman brothers there. Maybe he'll get fired. Who knows? Somebody's got to pay for this. And what if they look terrible?
So I'm gonna take the sleeper on this one. This is one of those sleeper picks. I feel like
I need a bell so I can ring it.
We could ring the bell, and I know I'm going out on a limb here, but it's a division game.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings have been smacked around, beat down, not played well. They hate the Packers.
It's in Green Bay.
And this is one of those games, yeah, but there's not going to be 65,000 Lambeau cheeseheads there, you know. I feel like the home field advantage is a little – it doesn't come into play as much this year. But I just feel like this is one of those sleeper games, and Minnesota's going to come out and surprise some people and win the game.
Okay.
So
I'm actually
that's my sleeper pick. If you bet it at your own risk. I'm just letting you know right now.
I got 3 questions to ask.
Also, I hate the Packers, so
I got 3 questions to ask.
All right, here we go.
Who's the better quarterback out of those 2 teams, Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins?
That's not even close. Aaron Rodgers.
Just answer the question.
Kirk Cousins might be one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the NFL. Okay. What's number 2?
Better offensive line, Green Bay or Minnesota?
Green Bay. Not really close either. And Green Bay's offensive line's not that great, to be honest with you.
Better defense, Green Bay or Minnesota?
I feel like Minnesota's supposed to have a better defense. Their defense is supposed to be better than it is.
They lost Everson Griffin.
I know, but their defense is supposed to be better than they played.
Yeah.
But
exactly. Just answer the question.
I'm still taking Minnesota.
Green Bay again. So
it's a division
offensive
game.
line, defensive line, quarterback play, all for Green Bay. Yeah, he's picking Minnesota. That really is a dark horse for him. I just don't see it. It's a chance.
It's a sleeper pick.
Yeah, that's why.
It's a sleeper.
That's why people are asleep on it.
Well, there you go.
Next up, we got the New York Jets and Kansas City. This one, Adam Gase is on the clock. He's on the clock all season. I don't know why he still has a job. I really don't. It's the reason why you're 0-7.
They must be either just waiting to hire somebody else, or maybe they think he's going to be like the rebuild guy. I mean, you don't go 0-7 and think that you've got pieces to build on now.
You cut Le'Veon Bell. I can't really think of too many. You trade away Jamal Adams. He didn't want to be there. You have a losing. You consistently went with the losing culture. The New York Jets right now have a losing culture. Sam Darnold, you're wasting away. You let Robbie Anderson go. He's on Carolina now. You really don't have a lot of talent.
You don't have
You're
anything.
0-7, and they're probably going to be looking at Trevor Lawrence because they really do need help. And they're going to be looking like the number 1 pick.
So they're going to draft Trevor Lawrence and not have anybody to play with him.
Pretty much, but they look terrible.
You think they got any chance of beating the Chiefs?
Yeah, it's a chance because you got 2 NFL teams playing each other. Very small chance. Small.
I feel like the fact that you said that's crazier than me picking the Vikings.
No, it's not. The Jets got no chance. I believe you have a chance. It might be 0. It might be .0000001, but it is a chance.
According to the ESPN matchup predictor, they have a 5.8% chance,
which is way better than what I gave them.
So I guess
so there is a chance. You got NFL players you never know. I'll give you an example. God forbid, this is not what I'm saying. Let's say Pat Mahomes gets hurt, or let's say Pat Mahomes even tests positive for COVID, doesn't play.
Man, don't say that.
I don't.
You're going to piss off a whole bunch of people, Cutty.
It's all right. My name is Dan Denton.
Bet it at your own risk.
I'm not saying that. You asked me,
I know.
Was it a chance? And
I know.
And this is going to be an interesting game.
I still don't think they'll win if Mahomes got hurt.
Yeah, I can see
that's
Le'Veon
not
Bell
enough.
going
That's
off.
not enough for the Jets to win.
I can see Le'Veon Bell going off. You got to think this is his 3rd year removed from
only
Pittsburgh.
because I think it's too early. I think he's probably not in sync with the system yet. You know.
You don't need to be. It's easy for a running back. You only need to know your checks. It's easy for a running back. Flare out left, flare out right, run up the A-hole, run up the B, run up the B.
Yeah, but that's
the 1, 2, 3, 4 hole. I mean,
yeah, but you just spent a lot of time in a backfield with Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
And now you're going to go to a backfield with Pat Mahomes. That ain't the same.
It's not. And he's not going to get all the touches. You got Edwards-Helaire there.
Yeah, he's not going to start.
No, but I'm just saying, I believe that the touches he gets, and I believe Kansas City.
I definitely think he's going to have vengeance on his mind.
And I believe Kansas City is going to make it a concerted effort to get him the ball. So with Kansas City making a concerted effort to get him the ball, I can see him doing some magical things, just showing him, hey, y'all must have forgot. Sometimes people forget who you really are because if you surround them with a lot of lower tier players and you a star and you're not shining, everybody's like, well, you're a star, you're not shining. Well, everybody's keying in on me. You can't key in on him.
Yeah.
You got to worry about Hill. You got to worry about Hill, Kels, Mahomes, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and a whole host of others. He's like a complimentary piece.
And the Jets ain't got enough to guard all
and
that.
They ain't got
they
enough
need
to
15
guard
or
them.
16 to guard all those players.
And they ain't got that. So
who you taking?
Kansas City in a landslide.
Just making sure.
I said they had a chance. I never said I was stupid.
Just making sure.
I believe anytime you get on the field, you got a chance. I just believe their chance is really small. Next up, we got the L.A. Rams, who just beat our Chicago Bears at Miami. Tua starting. But Aaron Donald's going to be there. This is going to be interesting. Tua starting. There was a little controversy last week because, Ryan Fitzmagic.
They kind of did them dirty, I
think.
think.
They kind of did them dirty. They're
like
3-3. They went on a bye week. They're not too far from first place. And, they kind of just said, hey, we're ready to move in the next direction.
And maybe it'll pay off. Maybe they're right.
Maybe
that's why they make all the money and I don't. Maybe that's – or maybe I'm not wrong. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe you're not wrong. But with that being said, I believe that was a decision they're going to set the team back. And it's easy for me. I'm picking the Rams. They look really good with that motion that they ran against us. And Aaron Donald, that defensive front looked really good. And they looked really good. I don't know if Higbee's going to play. I don't know if Everett's going to play. Their third tight end looked really good on us. So, it's just a play caller. Scott McVay does a really good job. I believe he's going to mix some things up. I believe Flores, who does have some success with him, remember when they played in the Super Bowl 2 years ago against each other when it was the Rams and the Patriots, Flores was on that New England staff. So he's kind of used to some of the stuff he does. But, I just believe they have a lot of weapons. I do believe Miami has talent, but I believe this Tua's going to go through some growing pains. Aaron Donald's going to be there. Aaron Donald's hungry.
Yeah.
He's going to get him.
I'm
going with the Rams in Miami.
I'm going to take Miami at home.
Ooh.
Against everything inside of me as a football fan says don't pick the rookie starting quarterback.
First start against
Aaron Donald. But I feel like the Rams are a little overrated. I feel like they have all the talent in the world, but they're not the same offense they were 3 years ago when Gurley was there and he was on fire. Like, they're not the same Rams. Yes, their defense is good, but the defense isn't as good as it was 3 years ago. And I feel like the Bears were more bad than the Rams were good.
Church.
And maybe that's just, I don't know, but that's my opinion. And I'm going to take the Dolphins at home. I'm going to bet that the Dolphins coaching staff, which is crazy, I got no basis to back this on. I'm going to bet they know what they're doing starting Tua. Let's see. I mean, he was a Heisman,
Everybody's not smart in this room. Everybody's not smart. That's your sleeper pick of the week?
Well, that's two sleepers.
Yeah.
Maybe I just like going out on a limb now and again.
The milk's gone bad.
I did pick Washington last week.
You did, didn't you?
I did. Right. And that,
it's all right.
Hopefully I got something else to talk about next week.
If not, we'll talk about it. Next up, we got the 6-0 Pittsburgh Steelers against the 5-1 Ravens. Steelers are an underdog. You 6-0, granted, it is on the road, but you are underdog.
Big underdog.
Yes. And I don't see it. Connor looks good. Chase Claypool came out of nowhere. What I can say is Pittsburgh know how to pick the wide receivers. Look at the receivers they picked. I mean, look at them. I mean, you can talk about Lynn Swann, Stallworth. Then you got your Hines Wards, then you move it up to Antonio Brown, then you got Schuster, then you got Deontay Johnson, you got James Washington. Now Chase Claypool coming. Mm-hmm. They know how to pick those wide receivers. And I believe that Baltimore, the only test that they had like this offensively was the game they lost against Kansas City. Plus, Pittsburgh still number 2 rush defense. What does Baltimore like to do? Run the ball. They only throwing 188 yards. They throwing less than 200 yards a game. They're 31st out of 32 teams and putting the ball in the air. So they rely on the run. What does Pittsburgh do? They take the run away. They proved it against Cleveland. And Derrick Henry had 24 carries for 70 yards. And in my opinion, currently, right now, he's the best running back in the league.
Yeah.
So they shut down the run. Granted, Lamar Jackson is a different monster. But I believe Cam Hayward and them
Can
boys
they
going to be
physically
ready.
shut down those two bruising run offenses back-to-back weeks?
I think so. I'm going with the Steelers. Jose, this one for you. They're going to be 7-0, and I think the Ravens going to be 5-2. I just don't see it. I mean, I believe in the numbers. That rush defense, they have the second best front seven, and it's really close between them and Tampa Bay. And I have the Bears like third. They have a really good front seven, and they're number 2 overall stopping the run. And I believe it's going to stay that way. I believe they're going to stop them, make them one-dimensional. Lamar Jackson, we'll see if he can throw the ball. He had Hollywood Brown. I actually have Hollywood Brown. He got Mark Andrews. He got great tight ends. And they did just sign Des Bryant to the practice squad, but that's not the main squad. I don't know who else is going to catch that ball because they got Minka back there. They got Minka, they got Hayden, they got some dogs in the secondary. Mm-hmm. And I just believe Pittsburgh offensively has enough. This isn't last year when Big Ben wasn't playing. When everybody was hurt, Juju was learning how to be a number one. Juju knows how to be a number one. Chase Claypool's coming along. Deontay Johnson, James Washington, James Conner, Eric Ebron at tight end. They have weapons. And they're going to go. They haven't lost yet. I don't see them losing now. I got them over the Ravens.
I'm going to take the Ravens. In the division rivalry game. Pittsburgh did beat Tennessee, but it was a close game, and they should have lost. Gostkowski missed a kick.
No, that would have tied up the game.
So okay, they should have tied the game.
Remember, if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
Yeah. Back-to-back weeks, stopping that kind of run, and I'm just going to take. I'm taking Baltimore at home. I'm taking Lamar. They're fresh. They're ready to go.
I can understand it.
They need to start our man J.K. Dobbins, though.
Maybe. It depends on Mark Ingram. They got Gus Edwards
it's
there.
J.K. all day. Let's go from the
Ohio State University. Next up, we got the L.A. Superchargers at Denver playing the Denver Broncos, 2-4. The Drew Lock Logie-less Denver Broncos.
Rip in.
It's for me, this is easy. I actually picked up the Chargers defense. They got a stretch of teams. Drew Lock, since he came back, hadn't looked the same. And he didn't really have a lot of weapons. Tim Patrick, decent. Melvin Gordon's pretty good. He'll probably really want this game because he's a former Charger. They didn't come out. They didn't work out contractually, and he ends up there. So maybe Melvin Gordon will do something. But I just don't believe they have enough. I don't believe they have enough. And it's really up to, it's really up to the Chargers. And Justin Herbert looks really good. He looks really good. They come up with points. He makes big plays. He still leaves some plays out there, but he's a rookie. That's what he does, but he makes big plays.
He's been impressive. I've been impressed by him.
So I just believe that with everything they have going on with that, it's easy. I'm starting the Chargers defense. That's how convinced I am. Drew Lock's been throwing picks. Interception after interception. Even the game they won where they beat the Patriots a few weeks ago, they didn't even score a touchdown. They went 9-6 or something like that.
Yeah.
Drew Lock's thrown multiple interceptions.
Yeah, Denver's not very good.
I'm going to tell you how bad Denver is right now. They gave up 43 points to Kansas City last week. Pat Mahomes only threw for 200 yards. They gave up pretty much 2 defensive touchdowns, had a gang of turnovers because I want to say they gave up a defensive and a special teams touchdown. But, they gave a kickoff return, and Sorensen had a 50-yard interception return. So they're giving up points, and they're not scoring.
It's a bad combination.
Yeah, you can't give up many not scoring. So with that said, Denver, don't be mad at me, but it's easy. I'm going with the Superchargers. I do believe they'll have to go through the cold and that mile-high air, but Joey Bosa got something to say about that. Joey Bosa, Justin Herbert got something to say about that. This is easy.
Hey, Denver, it's okay to be mad at me, but I just got to tell you like it is. I'm taking the Chargers.
Next up, we got New Orleans at Chicago. Our Bears versus the Saints. I think Michael Thomas may or may not be back. This was kind of scaring me because I had this one circled. This is going to be tough. Drew Brees is looking pretty decent. He's thrown 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. But Alvin Kamara's do it all. If you got him on your fantasy, you live in a dream. He leads their team. He's the only one in the NFL leading this team in rushing and receiving at the same time. Mm-hmm. So, he's getting touches. Michael Thomas, when he comes back, which he had I want to say he had a hamstring issue. So, you never know. And when he comes back, but I just believe that they have a lot offensively, and I believe their defense is getting better and better, better and better. They're only giving up 89 yards a game rushing, which is top 5, top 10. It's in that range. Mm-hmm. So, that speaks to us not really running the ball well. So we're going to be one-dimensional again. And with all that being said, I'm picking my Bears. Sleeper of the week. It's my sleeper. I'm picking the Bears.
All right.
I'm picking with my heart, not my mind.
Hey, I dig it. So Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Big Ten quarterback.
Yep. Purdue.
It is in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears are 5-2.
Yes, that weather's going to be cold.
The Bears' defense is looking better.
Yeah.
The Rams kind of, did some things, but it could have been a worse game,
Yeah.
Michael Thomas may or may not be back.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm taking the Bears at
okay.
home.
Okay.
Ride or die. Let's go. Chicago all day.
Yep. That's the evening game. That's a 425.
Picking with my heart and my mind.
Oh, yeah. Next up. This is an interesting game. The San Francisco 49ers, 4-3 versus the 5-1 Seahawks. This was
going to be a good one.
Yeah, this was the game. Mm-hmm.
How you feeling on it?
Oh, that's simple, man. Russell Wilson, 22
Who's a better
touchdowns,
quarterback?
6 interceptions. Russell Wilson. It's easy.
Who's a better offensive line?
Better offensive line?
Better. San Francisco's got a better defense.
Yeah, San Francisco do better offensive line.
Although their defense has played not so well.
Right now, how they playing, I'm going to go San Francisco. So 2 out of 3. But with that being said, they try to find their stride. With that being said, Russell Wilson's the equalizer. It's easy for me. I'm going Seattle. Why? I believe they're mad. I believe the only person that I've ever seen in 2 years stop DK Metcalf other than Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf is Patrick Peterson. In 3 games, he probably is less than 50 yards receiving. Patrick Peterson just knows, he's a lockdown quarter for a reason. That's the reason why he makes the money. So he just doesn't do well against him. That was the matchup I told everybody about last week. Last year, Patrick Peterson held DK Metcalf to 1 catch for 17 yards. All of last year, 2 games. So this year, he didn't do well again. That's why Tyler Lockett had 20 targets. Because DK Metcalf was gone. He was locked up. So you got to throw to other people.
Yeah.
And I think Russell Wilson tried. He just threw too many interceptions. But with that being said, I believe he corrects the ship this week. He said, Fred, sorry, Psych, love you, bro. Go a 4-4. I believe Seattle's going to go 6-1 and put their foot back on that division. Even with Chris Carson potentially being hurt. Carlos Hyde from the Ohio State University is going to get some more touches. And Tevin Coleman may or may not come back. Kittle's a monster, but I think Bobby Wagner's going to do a good job against him. And I just don't see them winning, even with the poor defense.
It's a good game.
I got a good game, but I got Seattle since they've been at home. I got Seattle pulling it out against the Niners.
Since our first episode, long before we went digital with the camera.
Oh, yeah.
I said Russ Wilson is going to compete for an MVP this year.
He's doing it.
At 5-1, I haven't been wrong yet. He did throw some interceptions last week. He still made some great plays. Mm-hmm. Until he proves me wrong, I'm taking Seattle. They're at home. I know that they don't have the 13th or the 12th man as much as they do, I'm taking Seattle at home and Russ Wilson and competing for an MVP. Plus, he's my starting quarterback in fantasy.
Yeah, I got Josh Allen.
And he's done me pretty well until last week. Last week, in all fairness, I needed way more help than he could provide.
I won last week. You lost?
Yeah, I've lost 4 in a row, man.
Oh, man.
I've scored 125 or more points 4 weeks in a row and lost all 4 weeks.
Yeah, some people.
It's been a rough stretch. I need McCaffrey back bad.
Yeah, I understand.
So,
next up, we got the 2-5, the hopeless Dallas Cowboys versus the 2-4-1 Philadelphia Eagles.
All might not be lost, Cutty.
This pick is for
Have you seen the division they play in?
That division is atrocious. But with that being said, it's easy for me. Carson Wentz, 10 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, not looking good. But he's still better than anything they got over there. This is the measure of a team. I've done this before. I played flag and I played different levels of football. I've got penalties for somebody cheap shot my quarterback because I know that is a unwritten rule for offensive linemen. So when somebody cheap shots your quarterback, you take the penalty for them. You take the penalty, everybody's mad, but everybody knows why you did it. You did it because you saying you're not hurting my brother. You're not hurting our captain. When Dalton got hit like that, nobody came. Yeah. Nobody. Yeah. I mean, an offensive lineman should have went there and tried to literally push and fight Bostic, who did the hit. Nobody came. They just looked and said, I hope he's all right.
The Cowboys don't care, man.
Yeah, that's a sign.
I mean, it's been pretty obvious all year.
That's a sign that's not even a team because they don't even have a brotherhood. They don't even respect each other because that's a level of respect where you say, we lose it anyway. The least you could have done is take a penalty, show some fiery spirit and emotion, and they did none of that.
Nothing.
Like I said, Penei Sewell, you're on the clock. Dallas, they might not win another game. They might be 2-14, picking in the top 3. They better update and get Penei Sewell. He's the best player, in my opinion, in the draft out of Oregon. Left tackle, he opted out. He was graded so well that last year, but he was only a true sophomore. In 2020, if he could have came out, he would have been a top 5 pick. That's how good he is. You don't see many linemen like him. He's in the caliber for me as far as offensive lineman. I'm going Anthony Munoz, Orlando Pace. He's that high of an offensive lineman.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, he's that
some of the best. Orlando Pace.
Yeah, Hall of Fame.
From
Ohio State University. But with that being said, this is an easy pick for me. Jay Lee gonna love me. I'm going with the Eagles. The Eagles understand they've been decimated by injuries. I said, Goddard, Ertz,
they played a little
Jackson,
gritty, and they're ahead of the Cowboys.
Yeah,
they're ahead of the Cowboys.
And that being said, they're gonna give it to the Cowboys. Why? Because they're gonna stop the run with that front 7. They're gonna stop it, and I just don't see it. I see the Eagles, even though they're 2-4-1, show more heart and had a tougher schedule than the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Eagles in this game.
I'm definitely.
I just can't imagine. I mean, the Cowboys. Sucks to be a Cowboys fan. That's what I know.
You know how many?
I don't feel bad for him.
How many
but
points
it sucks
Dallas
to be a Cowboys
is averaging
fan.
giving up? They
40,
were averaging giving
it's got to be like 54.
No, they're averaging giving up 34.7 points per game. It was
that's
over 35 before they gave up 25 to the Redskins. When you average giving up 5 touchdowns a game, it's a reason why you're 2-5. It is a reason why. That's why. Mike Nolan, you should have been fired. Mike McCarthy should have been fired. That team is atrocious. They have no togetherness. They take plays off. They don't have any heart. They don't have any spirit for the majority of them. Zeke, I love you. You amazing, but you can't do this with no offensive line. Tyron Smith hurt again.
And by the way, this is part of what I don't like about the NFL is we're going to wind up on a weekend where we've got the Cowboys and the Eagles, 2-5 and a 2-4-1 team playing on Sunday Night Football.
What do you mean? That's a great game.
There's some better games.
It is, but still, that's the NFL.
But then we're going to wind up with Tampa Bay and the New York Giants on Monday night.
Okay.
So and I'm going to watch them because it's football.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't they flex like Seattle and San Fran night game?
Because they try to get different teams
Chicago
in there.
and New Orleans.
You also got to look at it from a viewership
How long
number.
did the Lions go without playing on Monday night for a reason?
Okay, but then
You know what I mean?
also look at it from the whole perspective is this is still going to be a good game. This still could determine who's going to be the division leader at the end of the day.
But that's still a terrible division that nobody wants to watch. Like the Cowboys fans are embarrassed to be Cowboys fans. The Eagles fans are holding on to some kind of hope because they've had a lot of injuries. But even the fans are embarrassed to be fans, especially in Dallas right now.
So I got a question.
But it'll be a good game. A few years
ago, would you be on the Monday night for Detroit versus Chicago when both of our teams really sucked?
I was in Detroit when Detroit played on Monday night for the first time in a long time. And they beat my Bears. That's why I hate them again.
So you went to the game.
That's the last time I've been to Ford Field. That's the first and only time I've been to Ford Field.
Understand this.
By the way.
The schedule happened months in advance, and nobody thought the Eagles
and the Cowboys
would be this atrocious.
Aren't they supposed to flex the good games up until the night,
They can,
I'm going to stay up late and watch the Cowboys and Eagles.
You don't have to stay up late. It's a choice.
Yeah, I do. It's football. It's football. Of course I will.
They got your hooks in you deep.
It's football.
That being said, man, I'm picking the Eagles. Like, it's a chance the Cowboys can win it. Zeke's going to have a monster day. And I just think Zach Martin's questionable. Tyron Smith's out. Their whole O-line is literally a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Penei Sewell on the clock.
It used to be their strength.
Yeah, not anymore. Not anymore. It's just not that way. They lost pretty much two potential Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. Next up, we got Monday night game, which you gave it away. Tampa Bay, the 5-2 Tampa Bay at the 1-6 Giants. So let me hit it. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Donut. Man, this really is a crappy game.
I feel like that was a better rendition of the Monday night theme song than the game's going to be, just so you know.
Hey, it's all right. It's all right. We still living the dream.
By the way, did you see Daniel Jones on the breakaway should have been touchdown run?
That's Charlie Brown right there.
Good Lord. Like, I watched that in slow motion. As soon as I saw him stumble a little bit, I'm like, oh, no, yep.
Remember that call? Who was the announcer? Rumbler, stumbler, bubbler? That was right there.
Man, I knew that was going to be like one of those ghost tackle, make fun of them videos all the comedians make.
I'm going to give him credit, though. They clocked his speed at 21 miles an hour. He was only 1 mile behind Tyreek Smith, which means that boy was moving.
All I know
and the turf monster got him.
Is he had a hole big enough to drive a truck through.
Got me. It's all right.
I felt bad for him.
Nah, maybe he'll get Penei Sewell because they need help on the offensive line, too.
Yeah, man.
Since Saquon Barkley ain't been there. The team needs help. The team needs help several different ways. James Bradbury their corner's been really, 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 really good. And, but still, that's not what you need. Offensively, they're challenged. They're only scoring 17 points a game. That's just not a Saquon issue. That's an offensive issue.
Man. That even Saquon can't fix that.
Yeah, even Saquon can't fix that.
He might make him a little more relevant.
He only getting 98 yards a game.
He struggled last year because of that. Because you get one-dimensional, it's hard to be a running back.
Yeah,
unless you're Baltimore.
They're only getting 98 yards a game, but understand Baltimore has a running.
Even
quarterback.
Baltimore struggles.
So you got a few different options. You got a running quarterback, so it's still a little bit harder. Daniel Jones is not really a
Kansas City kind of shut that run down.
Yeah, once you shut it down, it's one-dimensional.
They're still one-dimensional, yeah.
And they only average 200 yards. They only average on 201.
To be honest with you, though, right now New York is no-dimensional.
Yeah, but
I mean, they don't have any dimensions working, really. I mean, not enough at any level, I think, to beat Tampa Bay on Monday night.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Look at they have one of the worst turnover ratios. Daniel Jones has had 5 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, and that's not to mention his fumbles. They don't cause turnovers, and they give the ball away.
Daniel Jones is still a leading rusher for the New York Giants.
That's a recipe for a disaster unless you step.
Oh, man.
That being said, Tampa Bay.
Daniel Jones is the Lamar Jackson of the New York Giants. There you go. I said it.
Yeah, you did. And you have to eat those words because
he's a leading rusher.
A very poor man's version, and that is a terrible version.
I'm sorry, Lamar. Don't hold that against me.
He doesn't because nobody.
It's late on a Wednesday night.
He laughs,
trying to make a joke.
He laughs, and he really does think.
But that's not a recipe for a winning football team.
If I was Saquon Barkley and they told me I can come back, I say maybe next year. They need help. They need help. I wouldn't go back this year. There's nothing to go back to.
No.
It's the fact of the matter is Daniel Jones wasn't a good option at quarterback.
By the way,
I believe Dwayne Haskins is still better than Daniel Jones.
Yes,
and I believe Daniel Jones, to even get him to succeed, needs help. He doesn't have it. He needs offensive help. There's a reason why they have less than 300 yards per game on the offense. 98 and 201. They might barely be over 300 yards total a game, meaning you're not moving the ball at all. Nothing, and he's turnover prone.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. They don't have a chance of winning against the best front seven probably in football. Because they're gonna crowd Daniel Jones and then Ndamukong Suh, Barrett. They'll make his life. Levante David. You see Devin White? Oh, he's looking good too. They got speed, and they got power, and they got just the ability to
by the
punish
way,
them. It's going to be a long day for Daniel Jones. So with that being said, it's easy. Tampa time. See Gronk caught that touchdown?
I did.
Yeah. You can get Gronk.
Gronk is back.
Yeah, Gronk back. Scotty Miller, I told y'all about maybe
he's the leading receiver.
Looks really good. You know, Chris Godwin's still out.
That's what I was going to tell you. My number one receiver out again.
Rojo looking real good. Fournette's a really good backup.
McCaffrey been out. Godwin been out. No wonder I'm struggling at 3 and 4, Cutty.
Yeah, I'm 3 and 4.
I need some help, man. McCaffrey got to come back.
This is an easy pick with me. I can't.
Yeah,
go
I'm taking
wrong.
Tampa Bay.
I'm taking Tampa Bay. Y'all on. I believe that the New York teams, that is the worst city right now for sports.
Hey, it's
Yankees lost in the playoffs.
It's good to live in L.A. right now, though.
Knicks didn't even make it. Brooklyn lost in the first round. The Jets and the Giants are combined 1-12.
Is there a chance that L.A.
No, I'm sorry, 1-13.
Is there a chance that L.A. could pull the trifecta? NBA championship, World Series, and a Super Bowl?
No.
The Rams ain't going to win the Super Bowl?
No.
Okay. I don't think so either, but.
No, it's not a chance.
Okay.
It's just not.
Obviously, that means that the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl is what I'm trying to say.
No, it's not going to happen either. Sorry.
Cutty.
I'm a realist.
Cutty.
I'm a realist.
Cutty.
I'm a realist.
Listen, and not a duck in any row studios. Anything is possible if you just believe in the golden ticket.
I do.
So anyway, yeah, I'm not betting on the Bears to win the Super Bowl either, unless I can get to Vegas, and maybe I'd throw down a couple dollars, you know, just for shits and giggles.
You should.
You know. Anyway, hey, good luck this week on our picks.
Yeah. Hey.
Looking forward to another week. My son, Ohio State's playing Saturday night.
Where?
The Ohio State University.
OH.
I-O.
Oh.
And anytime there's a night game, my son comes over and we get chicken wings and watch the game. And then, a lot of times he'll stay the night and we decided we're going to watch guy movies on Sunday.
That's what's up.
So.
What time should I be here?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll watch a couple guy movies and then football. Put maybe the Avengers on, maybe Black Panther, maybe we'll put 300. We watched that a couple times. It's one of our favorites.
We are from Sparta.
Hey, man. then football in the recliner, man. What could go wrong?
Yeah, that sounds.
Man, I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah, me too.
And if that ain't brought to you by the Blue Collar Gospel Hour, then I ain't shit. Looking forward to the weekend.
He might not be shit.
Man. All right. Have fun watching football this week.
Just want to say, y'all have a good one. I'm Cutty Coastal, BS of Viewpoints. Follow me and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, wherever we go, IG, Twitter. This is Dan from Blue Collar Comedy Gospel Hour. Definitely follow him on YouTube. An amazing guy to follow. Also follow No Duck Studios. We do it all here. You see it, it happens, you see it. Have a good one.
All right.